Hey everyone, it's Ongler. Welcome to the video. Today we are in Act 2 for Diablo 2 Remodded Hardcore and continuing with the Sorceress. And honestly, when I was streaming this, I was pretty nervous the entire time because I had a few things I was worried about when taking on Act 2. But before I talk about those things, right off the bat, I got a very interesting piece of gear and it seems like a pretty awesome bow, which is pretty funny because you know how it is. If you're playing an assassin, you start getting drops for sorks. If you're playing an Amazon, you start getting drops for assassins. So I'm like, this is a pretty cool bow that I would have used immediately if I was on that type of character. But it is what it is. Anyways, I was pretty excited to take on Act 2 because I can usually navigate it pretty quickly. I generally take my time when going through the acts because I like to discover all the waypoints and everything. But this time around, I decided to do something a little bit different. When I was doing the quest, I definitely want to grab my skill book because I'm gonna need all the help I can get. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Instead of taking my time and going through each, room, each part of the map, etc., I'm just gonna try to do this as quick as possible. And that's exactly what I did because you know how it is. You've been playing Diablo 2 for so long. You just kind of want to get through things quickly. But the reason why I don't do that most of the time is I'm a little bit afraid that I will be under leveled for the next act. But this time around, since I'm doing everything differently, I said, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go balls to the wall and sees what happens. So normally I would go get the cube first, etc. But in Diablo 2 Remodded, you start out with the cube. So I got to save a little bit of time that way. I didn't have to go hunt it down. I was able to just go do the other quests as needed. And to be honest, now I think about it, that might have cut down some time because a lot of the levels, well, quite a few of them where you have to go farm, etc. in normal Diablo, you can come do them very fast. Like with the one of the first things that comes to mind is when you go farm the Countess, instead of having to go through all five rooms, it's just one floor. You go and kill her, and you leave, which I've always really liked because it saves a lot of time. And once I started getting towards the end of this quest and I started going through the temple, I was really nervous and taking my time here because it seems like there's always something lurking around the corner. And there's been some times where I was leveling up another character and I would open up a door and boom, I was dead. So there's always that fear in my mind of, okay, let's try not to rush it too much because as soon as I do, knowing my luck, I will probably be dead. And there were a couple close calls to where my health did fall a bit below half. And honestly, it made my heart race because it's like, man, you know what happens in hardcore? You lose everything. And I really haven't set a goal for myself as far as I would like to go. I was thinking, well, if I can just get through normal, I'd be really happy with that. And then maybe we can push Nightmare. Honestly, I don't know if I would be able to go to hell because I just don't know. It's going to be like a whole different type of level of gameplay, and I would definitely have to make sure my gear is ready for that. And I always like coming to this place because I never, when I first discovered this place or the temple, I was like, what the hell is this type of place doing here in this land? It never made any sense to me. And I think only once out of all the times I played Diablo 2, I actually found what I was looking for really quickly on the first try. But normally it takes me, I have to explore the map, which I don't mind too much because honestly, I wouldn't mind it if there was more levels like this. So once I got to the end, I shot out a couple bolts of lightning. I didn't realize I killed a dude that fast. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Because a small part of me was thinking, well, I should probably be careful, just in case he gets me and I die. So I was actually going through this act very, very quickly. For myself personally, it might be a best record because by the time I was, done with all this, I was like, whoa, I got through this really quickly. But when I came here to find the true tomb, I was really nervous because it seems like each time I go and fight this douchebag on Dario, he always kills me. I don't know how. It seems like no matter how much I prepare, and what type of mercenary I bring with me, he is always seems to kill me. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been a fan of the Act 1 mercenary, and most of the time I bring her with me, but this time around I want to bring the Act 2 mercenary. And here where is, well, my heart was racing because I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna try to drop a portal, I'm just gonna go right at it. So the first thing in my mind was just go in there and just spam the crap out of my lightning ability. And you know what? I was so stoked because I was expecting my mercenary to die. Because he died a few times for some reason. I don't know why. But then when I saw this screen, I was so happy that he was dead. I grabbed my loot, which wasn't that great at all. And I just ran out of there. I was thinking of showing the ring, but honestly, it was so bad, it wasn't even worth mentioning. So I am just excited right now that I was able to get through Act 2 without dying. And so far, we have a sword that has made it on hardcore thus far. I don't want to, like, kind of jinx myself. But here's the gear that I have right now. It's really nothing to write home about. I have a rune word that I would like to put in my chest slot. So that is the end of this video. And next time, as you can see here, I'm already preparing myself for Act 3, my most hated act in Diablo 2. I am not looking forward to doing this, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video. And also, I would like to hear what you guys think about my gear so far. This is the best I've been able to get, and I'm really hoping come Act 3, I get my hands on some better stuff. But don't forget, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and hit like. I will see you in the next video. Take care.